Hey, some general project updates. So here's the 73 R75/5. This was just about done. I don't think there's that much tuning left. And did 50 miles on it today. The last thing I did was user comment down in one of the videos said, yeah, get the flat top gas tank. Get rid of the one with the hump and the lock on it. I didn't have the key to the lock anyway. So I found a nice one on eBay. I gave it a little bit of a brush finish. I had bought a reproduction one, and when I put the dowel through here, it basically just broke the side of the cap. So stick to the OEM ones. You'll pay more for the OEM, but aluminum is a lot better than pot metal. So yeah, so recall Sebin Rock 1000cc kit, running good. The new Bings, running good. Synced pretty good. And I was running errands today. I did 50 miles running errands. And then, let's see, the 911. Got a little bit of a problem with it. And took it out to a cool place in West Palm Beach called Sunday Motor Company. There's a cobblestone street in front of it. And it just vibrated. I don't know, it hit a harmonic on the car and it just vibrated the hell out of it. Anyway, when I got off the cobblestone street, my shifter was floppy. It's supposed to self-center. So at least I got home. But when I got back, I took it apart. Yeah, my bushing, that's the J West bushing. That's still there. The other bushing is here. That's still there. The bolt that holds it together, that's still there. So then I came back here. Coupler and everything here is good. And yeah, if you don't know 911s, yeah, you got little hatches and stuff like that to kind of troubleshoot. So I have my borescope here. So the last piece of the puzzle was before the transmission was the coupler under here. So I have the lollipops in, so I did raise it up and I stuck my hand under the car and felt the boot where the coupler is, and yes, so the bolt came out. So that's on me. I don't know if I Loctited it or not, but that was the last bolt I did after I put the engine and transaxle back in when I rebuilt it. So maybe I was in a rush to drive it. So I'm not getting under the car with jack stands anymore. I have my quick jacks. And if you recall from my other videos, I put the quick jacks this way. And it kind of rises this way. So I bought the crossbar. So I'm going to, because basically when I go sideways, I can't service the area where that coupler is with the jack stand in the way. With the quick jack, I'm sorry. So the problem this has with these quick jacks is the front jacking points is right there on the front. Well, in the back, they're quite a bit a ways in. They're like this far in. So if you can't have them coming out on an angle, like a V, and on the other side, basically you'll chuck your car off of the stand. So you need, unfortunately, after you spend all that money on the quick jack, you need a cross beam adapter, and that's like another $500, which I didn't buy it because I didn't see the need for it. So now I have the need for it, and it's coming today. So I'll do a video with actually jacking it up correctly, although sideways is cool. They're okay with that. But you do need the cross beam adapter if you're going to drop the engine and transaxle. So anyway, so there's my van. I just bought this. I did a fly and drive. So I drove this back from New Jersey. And I'll do a video on that. You can see my Van Halen license plate. The van is Eddie Van Halen. Pretty creative. Okay, so anyway, I'll do a video on the quick jack with the cross beam adapter, and then maybe I'll take you on the tour of the van. So this is a Dajiban inspired build where they race these passenger vans in Japan. So it's pretty cool. Of course, if I get a van, I'm not getting a Sprinter. I'm not getting anything new. It'll be like all my other stuff, old. And that's the way I like it. So anyway, little update on what I've been working on, and catch you on the next video. Bye.